welcome back to the On Wrestling and to another edition of Raw Out of 10 and the road to the Royal Rumble in Indianapolis on Saturday. Roll through Atlanta on Monday night for Raw on Netflix. The blockbuster main event featured Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn, the latter of whom is yet to defeat the Scottish Warrior in one-on-one action. Did he continue that trend or did he buck it on this week's show? But we started things off with Seth Rollins hitting the ring and addressing his desire to win the men's Rumble this Saturday in Indianapolis. The Visionary teased challenging Cody for the title if he wins the Rumble, and when he brought up the possibility of challenging Gunther, he interrupted. The world champ told Rollins he hoped he would challenge him. Logan Paul then made his Raw return and vowed to win the Rumble, touting himself as a competitor on the ground floor of his career with an unlimited upwards trajectory. Gunther threatens to wipe the grin off his face, and the segment ended without physicality. An interesting start to the show, teasing Rollins versus Gunther, which could be a great match for the show. A match between the Maverick and the Ring General would create a funny scenario in terms of heels and baby faces. A three-way is probably unlikely, but yeah, I think Rollins v Gunther could be very interesting. We then got the World Tag Championships on the line with the War Raiders defending against the Judgment Day, Dominic Mysterio and JD McDonough. McDonough overcame a scary bump earlier to join Mysterio and work over his champions and nearly defeat them on several occasions. Carlito interfered on behalf of the heels by spitting an apple in Ivar's face, but the challengers still failed to put the champs down for the count. And ultimately, Ivar and Eric defended the titles. The issues within the Judgment Day will likely only intensify as Mysterio fails to replace Balor, continuing the faction trend of losses. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see where it goes, especially now it looks like JD's going to be out of action for a while. But the main thing coming out of this match is that he's all okay. But yeah, for what it was in terms of storyline and everything, it was okay. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. We then got Rey Mysterio taking on Xavier Woods, and the recent issues between the LWO and the New Day came to the fore here. Woods dominated the action, controlling the pace and taunting the crowd, with teammate Kofi Kingston torching trash at ringside as the heels appeared void for victory. A distraction caused by the arrival of his family at ringside, coupled with 619 from the Gate Launch store, led to Mysterio picking up a win. After match, Cole and McAfee questioned whether the latest bit of calm was enough to get Woods and Kingston to renounce their recent actions. All signs point to no. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. I mean, like, the family stuff feels like it was already been done before. New Day just picking up losses. I'm not really sure if it's helping their new gimmick, in all fairness. I'm just not really sure where it's all going at the moment. Who knows? Maybe we'll get a big answer at the Royal Rumble or something. But yeah, for now, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. Moving on then to Bianca Belair and Naomi against Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. But before that, Jey Uso hit the ring alongside Quavo and cut a quick promo revealing his intent to win the Rumble before Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez battled women's tag champs Bianca Belair and Naomi in a non-title match at just 24 hours before they defended the titles against Chikara and Lash on NXT. A hot start for the faces was negated during the break as the heels seized control of the contest. Rodriguez and Morgan worked over Naomi, and Insecurity from the Glow created separation between her and Rodriguez and allowed her to make the hot tag to Belair, who exploded into the match and take the fight to both opponents. Late on, Belair delivered the kiss of death to Morgan. Dominic Mysterio provided a distraction, and EST wiped him out at ringside while Naomi delivered a split-legged moonsault. Rodriguez ran interference and dropped Naomi on the apron, and Morgan scored the tainted win. The match was fine, not mistimed once or twice, but the outcome is important. Morgan and Rodriguez now appear poised to challenge for the titles, along with Cargo seen returning to avenge the attack that left her third line. In that case, it would be effective in every way to keep Morgan and Rodriguez involved in the title program, essentially securing their WrestleMania spot. And yeah, I think that makes the most sense going forward now. So I'll give it a 6 out of 10. Paul Heyman then cut a promo on a Canada suit that would engage fans and convince them to invest in. The Hall of Fame revealed Roman Reigns will serve as this year's cover star on WWE 2K25 and then turned his attention to the Rumble. Heyman put over 29 other superstars as mere roadblocks in the Tribal Chief's path back to his world title. As Heyman wrapped up, Drew McIntyre confronted the advocate for the OTC. He documented his link to the creation of the Bloodline and told Heyman he was simply looking for a thank you. McIntyre vowed to toss Heyman's boy over the top rope, but clarified he was not talking about Reigns but rather Punk. It was a great little teaser for the Rumble, and it added the element of Heyman's allegiance to both Punk and Reigns and how that may play out, especially with the spectre of Punk's favour hanging overhead. And that led into Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre. And yeah, Zayn would have to overcome the potentially shattered nose and physical punishment of the Scottish Warrior. He put in a valiant performance, shaking off the difficulty of simply breathing to remain in the fight late, delivering a blue thunderbomb to McIntyre, but only got 2. Instead of following up, he scaled the ropes where his opponent delivered an overhead throw. Zayn dodged and Claymore earned a roll up for the two and set up the Hoover kick, which McIntyre invaded. The Scot set up his opponent and used the ropes threaded leverage to score the tainted win. After the match, McIntyre attacked Zayn, only for Cody to make the save. The hometown hero cleared the Scottish Warrior before a sneak attack from Owens. McIntyre attacked and Zayn accidentally hit the Hoover kick, striking Rose. Not only did this keep alive the narrative that Zayn can't beat McIntyre and how the desperate babyface is errantly kicking his fellow fan favourites, but it adds the idea that Zayn could help Owens win the world title in the Rumble match. Monday's contest is great, and everything that followed was very good as well, and has a very interesting storyline direction going forward. So yeah, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. And finally, to end the show, still recovering from Zayn's kicks, Cody Rhodes touted working more matches than any other superstar, while proving that being a champion is more than just holding the belt. Punk interrupts and went face to face with the undisputed champ. He talked to Rhodes about the grind he's been on and will continue to be on, and how it affects his immediate future as champion, before dropping the bombshell. If and when he wins the men's rumble, he's coming to set the title for the Nightmare. The intensity ratcheted up with each bar from one another, getting personal, before Rhodes ended by claiming he would show Punk who the best in the world really was. A great promo, and one of the few that would have seen coming. There's been so many other WrestleMania matches pitched except for this one, but I think thanks to the extraordinary work of both men, it's no longer a possibility and now deemed a necessity. A year ago, the Go Home episode of Raw, Rose and Punk crossed paths. 5 days later, the American Nightmare bested Punk in the Rumble. This year it'll be interesting to see if the best in the world can cash his ticket to the showdown with Rhodes. Overall, this week's Raw gets a 6 out of 10 from me. I thought, yeah, it's a pretty decent Raw. Some interesting little storylines coming up on this show, especially the Punk Rollins one in the main event, which I thought, Punk Rhodes one, in the main event, which I thought was outstanding and potentially set up a WrestleMania main event. And yeah, several other decent matches like Zayn, McIntyre and the card as well. So yeah, on the whole, I thought a pretty enjoyable episode. That's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, follow us on our socials, link in the description below for daily wrestling news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.